Life will test you, people will doubt you, and the world will try to push you down, but there comes a moment when you rise so strong from within that no force on earth can break you anymore. Inner strength is not something you are born with. It is something you build over time through challenges, struggles, and self-discovery. Many people think that power comes from wealth, position, or influence. These things can be taken away in an instant. True strength lies inside you. It is invisible, yet it shapes everything you do. When you develop inner strength, no external force, criticism, no betrayal, no failure can truly break you. Building this strength begins with understanding yourself. People spend their entire lives looking outward, trying to please others, seeking approval, running after success defined by someone else's standards. They forget to look inward, to understand their own fears, emotions, and potential. Inner strength grows when you face yourself honestly. You stop running from your weaknesses and instead confront them. You begin to discover a power that has always been within you. It is uncomfortable at first because it requires silence, reflection, and patience. But this is where resilience is born. Every challenge in life is an opportunity to test and build this strength. Imagine a tree standing in a storm. The wind pushes, the rain falls. The tree does not fall because its roots are deep and strong. Inner strength is like those roots. It keeps you grounded when life's storms hit. Many people believe they need perfect conditions to succeed. They wait for support, for encouragement, for the right moment. Those who are truly unbreakable know that storms are not obstacles, they are teachers. They learn from every struggle, adapt to every setback, and keep growing stronger. They understand that you cannot control what happens to you, but you can always control how you respond. Another important aspect of inner strength is emotional control. People who are easily broken let emotions dictate their actions. Anger, fear, or sadness can cloud their judgment. But when you are strong inside, you do not deny these emotions, you master them. You can feel pain without being destroyed by it. You can feel fear but still take action. Self-mastery gives you a quiet confidence that no one can take away. Even when others doubt you, criticize you, or walk away from you, your belief in yourself remains untouched. Inner strength also comes from knowing your values and staying true to them. In life, there will always be pressure to compromise, to follow the crowd, to fit in. When you know who you are and what you stand for, these pressures lose their power over you. People can reject you, opportunities can close, but you will not lose yourself. That is the core of being unbreakable, when external circumstances cannot shake your internal foundation. Most importantly, inner strength is not about being hard or unfeeling, it is about being unshaken. It is quiet but powerful. It allows you to face life with courage and dignity. You no longer need to prove anything to anyone because you already know your worth. When you reach this point, you are no longer afraid of losing people, possessions, or status. You understand that real power is the ability to stand alone if necessary and still move forward. And when you have this kind of strength, no one, not criticism, not failure, even life's hardest challenges, can break you anymore. Failure is often seen as something to fear, something that defines weakness or incompetence. But in reality, it is one of the most powerful tools for building unbreakable strength. People who cannot be broken have one thing in common: they do not run away from failure. Instead, they face it, learn from it, and allow it to shape them into stronger, wiser individuals. Each setback is like a forge where resilience is crafted and character is refined. When you fail, you are given a mirror that reflects the truth about your actions, your decisions, and your mindset. Most people avoid looking into that mirror because it makes them uncomfortable. They see failure as the end of the road, a permanent mark of defeat. But those who cannot be broken understand that failure is never final unless you allow it to be. They take each mistake and analyze it, not to drown in regret, but to extract lessons that success could never teach. This process transforms every stumble into a stepping stone toward growth. Failure teaches humility. Success can often make people complacent. leading them to believe they have all the answers. Failure, however, reminds you that there is always more to learn, more to improve. It strips away arrogance and replaces it with curiosity and adaptability. When you have experienced enough failures, you stop fearing them. You recognize that each one makes you sharper, more creative, and more determined. It is like strengthening a muscle. The more you challenge it, the stronger it becomes. People who have failed many times develop an inner toughness that allows them to face future challenges without breaking. Resilience also emerges from failure because it forces you to confront adversity head-on. Life rarely unfolds according to plan, and setbacks are inevitable. Who fear failure crumble at the first sign of difficulty because they are unprepared for the discomfort it brings. On the other hand, individuals who have learned to embrace failure become comfortable with discomfort. They have fallen before and managed to stand back up, so they know they can do it again. Repeated process builds a mindset that sees obstacles not as roadblocks, but as detours leading to better opportunities. Failure also reshapes how you view success. Instead of seeing success as a single perfect moment to be achieved, you begin to understand it as a series of trials and improvements. Every failure gets you closer to clarity about what works and what doesn't. It eliminates illusions and reveals the truth about what it takes to reach your goals. People who never fail never truly grow because they stay in their comfort zones. Who dare to fail repeatedly acquire wisdom and mental strength that comfort seekers will never know. There is another hidden gift in failure. It exposes who you really are. Everything is going well. It is easy to appear confident and composed. But when things fall apart, you are forced to see your true resilience. Will you give up? You push forward despite the pain. Each time you choose to continue after failure, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than you thought. This proof builds unshakable confidence. Not the fragile kind that depends on constant success, but the deep-rooted kind that knows you can survive loss, rejection, and mistakes. Ultimately, failure is not something that weakens you. It is something that shapes you into someone who cannot be broken. It teaches lessons that victories never can, forges resilience that comfort cannot build, and grants wisdom that only comes from experience. The more you fail and rise again, the less power external forces have over you, because you already know that no matter how many times you fall, you have the strength to stand up again. Life is a constant wave of highs and lows, victories and defeats, joys and pains. No one can escape adversity. It is an unavoidable part of being human. The difference between those who crumble and those who become unbreakable lies in resilience, the ability to withstand pressure, recover from setbacks, and keep moving forward despite difficulties. Resilience is not a gift you are born with. It is a skill developed through facing challenges again and again until your mind and spirit become stronger than any obstacle in your path. Adversity is a test that pushes you beyond your comfort zone. When everything in life is easy, you do not develop strength because there is no resistance to push against. Think of a blacksmith forging a sword. The fire and hammering may seem harsh, but without them, the sword would never gain its sharpness or durability. Similarly, people who have never faced struggles often find themselves breaking under pressure because they lack the mental toughness that only adversity can build. Who become truly unbreakable understand that challenges are necessary for growth. Instead of avoiding them, they embrace them as opportunities to strengthen their character. Resilience is built when you refuse to let pain stop you. Every difficult situation you survive teaches you that you can handle more than you thought. At first, the burden feels heavy. You might question whether you can make it through. But when you keep pushing, when you endure, you discover a deeper layer of strength within yourself. This realization changes everything. You stop fearing difficulties because you know they cannot destroy you. Instead, they refine you just as pressure turns coal into a diamond. Another key aspect of resilience is adaptability. Life rarely follows the plans you create. Unexpected problems will always arise, and people who cannot adapt become overwhelmed and give up. Those who are resilient remain flexible. When something doesn't work out, they adjust their approach instead of falling apart. They do not see failure or change as personal defeat, but as a natural part of progress. This mindset allows them to navigate storms that would crush others because they bend without breaking. Resilient individuals also develop emotional endurance. Adversity often brings fear, sadness, or frustration, emotions that can paralyze those who lack mental strength. Resilience allows you to experience these feelings without being controlled by them. You can feel pain without losing hope. You can face uncertainty without being consumed by fear. And you can experience loss without giving up entirely. This emotional balance makes you steady even in chaos. People who see you from the outside may think you are unshaken by challenges, but in reality, you have learned to master your inner world. Every act of resilience builds a foundation for future strength. Once you have survived one storm, you become more prepared for the next. You remember the times you thought you would break, but didn't, and this memory fuels your courage to face new obstacles. Over time, adversity no longer feels like an enemy, becomes a teacher that sharpens your determination. You realize that resilience is not about avoiding pain, but transforming it into power. In the end, adversity will never disappear, but with resilience, it loses its ability to control or destroy you. You become unbreakable not because life becomes easier, but because you develop the capacity to face its hardest moments with courage and persistence. Challenges that once seemed impossible become stepping stones, and each one makes you stronger than before. Seeking approval from others is one of the greatest sources of weakness a person can have. From a young age, many people are conditioned to believe that their worth depends on how others see them, whether they are accepted, praised, or validated. This mindset creates fragile confidence because it is built on something external and temporary. The moment someone criticizes you or withdraws their approval, self-esteem collapses. To become truly unbreakable, you must stop chasing validation and develop self-belief that is independent of anyone else's opinions. You rely on others to tell you that you are good enough. You give them power over your happiness and success. It means that every decision you make, every dream you pursue, is filtered through the fear of judgment or rejection. This dependence on external approval often keeps people from taking risks, speaking their truth, or going after big goals. They would rather stay small and accepted than face criticism and uncertainty. But the truth is, no one who has ever achieved greatness did it by pleasing everyone. Strong individuals understand that approval is fleeting, and trying to earn it from everyone is a battle you can never win. Self-belief begins with knowing your own value without needing confirmation from anyone else. It requires a deep understanding of your strengths, weaknesses, and purpose. People who believe in themselves do not wait for someone to tell them they are capable. They already know it. This confidence doesn't mean ignoring feedback or refusing to learn from others. It means recognizing that your worth is not up for negotiation. Whether others applaud you or criticize you, your belief in yourself remains unchanged. Building this kind of belief takes courage because it means standing firm even when no one stands with you. There will be times when people doubt you, misunderstand you, try to bring you down. If your confidence depends on their approval, you will be crushed. But when you have developed inner belief, these moments do not break you, they strengthen you. You begin to see that other people's opinions are reflections of their own experiences and limitations, an accurate measure of your potential. Self-belief also frees you to make bold decisions. Without the weight of seeking validation, you stop hesitating and start acting. You are willing to fail publicly because you are not afraid of what others will think. This freedom to take risks is what allows unbreakable people to achieve extraordinary things. They understand that success is not about avoiding criticism, but about having the strength to move forward despite it. The powerful effect of relying on self-belief rather than external approval is emotional stability. When you constantly seek validation, your emotions rise and fall based on how people treat you. A single compliment can make you feel unstoppable, while one harsh comment can shatter your confidence. With self-belief, you develop a steady foundation. Praise becomes encouraging but not necessary, and criticism becomes useful feedback rather than a personal attack. You control your emotions instead of allowing others to control them for you. In life, there will always be voices that doubt you and try to hold you back. If you spend your life trying to silence every critic or win everyone's approval, you will lose yourself in the process. True strength comes from breaking free of this cycle and becoming your own source of validation. When you believe in yourself, no rejection can stop you, no opinion can define you, no one can break you anymore. Change is one of the few constants in life, yet many people fear it. They resist it, fight against it, and sometimes even deny it. This resistance often makes them fragile because when change inevitably comes, they are unprepared and overwhelmed. People who cannot be broken understand that adapting to change is not just a survival skill, but a source of strength. They know that life is unpredictable, and flexibility is the key to moving forward when everything around them shifts. Fear of change usually comes from the desire for control and certainty. Human beings naturally crave stability. They want to know what tomorrow will bring, but life rarely gives that assurance. Circumstances change, people change, opportunities come and go, and unexpected challenges arise without warning. Those who try to cling to the past or fight to keep things the same end up feeling stuck and powerless. Adapting to change, however, allows you to flow with life rather than being crushed by it. It is not about giving up your dreams or values. It is about finding new ways to achieve them when the path you imagine no longer works. Adaptability is closely linked to mindset. When faced with change, some people only see loss and uncertainty, while resilient individuals see potential and growth. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" they ask, "Can I learn from this? How can I use this to become stronger?" This shift in perspective transforms fear into opportunity. Every change, even those that seem negative at first, carries a lesson or a hidden benefit. People who embrace change understand that failure, rejection, unexpected turns often lead to better paths they would never have discovered otherwise. Another aspect of adapting to change is letting go of the need for perfection and control. Rarely goes exactly as planned. When you demand that everything fits your expectations, you set yourself up for disappointment and frustration. When you accept that uncertainty is part of growth, you become more resilient. You stop wasting energy resisting what you cannot change and instead focus on what you can control: your actions, your mindset, and your response. This is where real power lies, in controlling life, but in controlling yourself within life's unpredictability. Adaptable people also know how to reinvent themselves. They are not tied to a single identity or way of doing things. When circumstances shift, they are willing to learn new skills, adopt new habits, and even change their environment if necessary. This flexibility allows them to survive and thrive in situations that would break others. They are not afraid to start over because they trust their ability to rebuild. Starting from zero does not scare them. Staying stuck in fear and stagnation does. Change also tests emotional resilience. It often brings endings of jobs, relationships, or familiar routines that can be painful. People who fear change let this pain control them, keeping them trapped in the past. Those who are unbreakable feel the pain but do not let it define them. They understand that every ending creates space for a new beginning. They trust that adapting to change will lead to growth, even if it is difficult in the moment. Ultimately, adapting to change builds a kind of strength that is unshakable. You no longer fear the unknown. When you can bend without breaking, you become unstoppable. Change ceases to be a threat and instead becomes a tool for evolution. You learn to navigate uncertainty with courage, and no sudden shift in life's circumstances can break you anymore. Having a strong vision and purpose is one of the greatest sources of inner power a person can develop. Many people live without clarity, drifting from one situation to another, easily influenced by circumstances and other people's opinions. Without vision, you become reactive, adjusting to whatever life throws at you instead of shaping your own path. People who cannot be broken are different because they know exactly where they are going and why they are going there. Their purpose acts as a compass, guiding them through uncertainty and giving them strength when challenges arise. Vision is more than just a dream or a goal. It is a clear picture of the future you want to create. You have vision. You wake up each day knowing what you are working toward, even if progress feels slow or invisible. This clarity keeps you focused when distractions try to pull you off course. Without vision, setbacks feel devastating because you lack a bigger reason to keep pushing forward. Vision, every challenge becomes part of the journey, not the end of it. You understand that difficulties are temporary obstacles, not signs to quit, because your purpose is bigger than your pain. Purpose gives meaning to your struggles. Life will test you, sometimes in ways you never expected. People who lack purpose often collapse under pressure because they cannot see a reason to endure hardship. But when you know why you are doing something, you can face almost anything without breaking. Think of someone climbing a mountain. Without a strong reason, the climb feels exhausting, and the first sign of difficulty makes them want to give up. With purpose, every step, no matter how painful, feels meaningful because they know what awaits them at the top. Transforms suffering into strength and makes perseverance possible. Having vision and purpose also creates resilience against negativity and doubt. When you have no direction, other people's opinions easily sway you. Criticism feels like a personal attack, and you constantly second-guess yourself. But with a clear vision, you stop seeking approval because you know where you are going even if no one else understands it. Doubts from others no longer have the power to derail you because your belief in your purpose is stronger than their disbelief. This makes you unshakable in the face of rejection or misunderstanding. Vision fuels discipline and determination. When you know your purpose, you are willing to work harder, sacrifice more, and stay committed longer than those who lack direction. Short-term failures do not discourage you because you see the bigger picture. Every small step, every setback, every lesson learned is part of building the future you envision. This long-term focus is what separates unbreakable people from those who quit when results don't come quickly. Also brings inner peace. Without it, life feels chaotic and uncertain, leading to anxiety and constant searching for meaning. With purpose, even during hard times, there is a sense of stability because you know why you are on this journey. You are no longer tossed around by random circumstances because your path is anchored by something deeper than temporary success or failure. A strong vision and purpose create a mindset that cannot be easily defeated. They give you direction when others are lost, strength when others are broken, persistence when others give up. When you live with this clarity, no setback, no rejection, hardship can destroy your spirit because you are guided by something greater than fear or doubt. So when life challenges you, when people doubt you, failure stands in your way, remember this. Your power does not come from what you own, who supports you, or how easy the path is. It comes from the strength you build inside, from turning failures into wisdom, from rising in adversity, from believing in yourself without needing approval, from adapting to every change, from walking with unshakable vision and purpose. When you master these, you reach a point where no storm, no loss, no rejection can shatter you. You do not just survive, you stand unbroken, unstoppable, and unbreakable.